The playbook is being written on how we drive go-to-market for AI. Whether you are building an agent or you're building out a co-pilot or you're adding AI features to your SaaS platform, here's a big question. How do you build your killer go-to-market strategy for your AI product? In this episode, I'm going to walk you through the 3 principles that you absolutely need to know on how to build out a killer go-to-market strategy for your AI product. And when you implement these principles, you are going to be able to rise above the noise. You're going to be able to compete with ChatGPT, which is a real thing, and you're going to be able to accelerate your path to the next stage of growth. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS and AI founders like you grow your businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your AI and SaaS business faster. So if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon, so you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Now, if you're already part of this community, if you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. I did an episode about a year ago on how to build an AI go-to-market strategy. Truth be told, it got a lot of views, it got a lot of engagement, I got a lot of great feedback, but it is completely outdated now. Every single moment, things are moving very quickly with AI. The capabilities of the foundational models are changing. The products are getting better and better. Traditional SaaS companies are adding AI to their offerings, while AI-first companies are completely leapfrogging them. And while all of this is going on, trust is at an all-time low. There's tons of AI products that are over-promising, but not quite delivering, which is why churn is so high. So here's a big question. How do you actually market and sell your AI offering? In this episode, we're gonna dig into 3 principles. If you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's get right into it. Now, the reason I came up with these 3 specific principles is because I'm actively working on companies that are AI companies. I'm actively working on SaaS companies that are incorporating AI features. And for the founders that I'm working with and for the leaders that I'm working with, we really had to look at what's working and what's not in this environment. And because I'm working with so many, because of the pattern recognition, one of the things I've done is I've created a little cheat code for myself. Every single time I'm looking at an ICP or the messaging of an AI offering, I ask myself, are we following the formula? So before I go into the 3 principles, let me just introduce you to the formula, the little cheat sheet that I use. Right now, every single time I'm looking at ICP or messaging, I look at, does this build trust? Does this show that this is going to be quality? And does this guarantee results? Because if I can hit trust, quality, and results, then I know I'm going to get revenue. The reason this is more true than ever before is because AI is incredibly promising, and therefore every single founder, every single leader, every single AI company, every single SaaS offering adding AI is promising the moon. And because of that, trust has gone down. There's a lot of AI products that have overpromised on what they can actually do. Even when there is a little bit of trust and they get into it, the quality is not quite there. And you and I both know this, and this is where, even with ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you're using or whatever AI product you're using, it's just never perfect because the foundational models are not fully perfect yet. And at the same time, people really want results. They don't want another AI feature. So I found that every single time I'm looking at the ICP and looking at the messaging, if there's trust, and we're communicating that there's quality, and we're showing that there can be results, and we're showing that you can achieve those results, then we know we're going to get revenue. This is gonna come in very handy, this formula, as I go through the 3 examples of 3 different companies that I'm working on the go-to-market for, or I've helped in the go-to-market for. If this makes sense, if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button. Again, if you haven't already, let's go to principle number 1, example number 1. Principle number 1 is for a company called Kader. I'm working on the go-to-market strategy and we're executing on it. And the biggest playbook that we're running is the lift and shift playbook. Kader is help desk software. Our ICP is upper mid-market and lower enterprise. And we're going after companies that are on legacy help desk software. So it's fairly straightforward. Now here's the problem. You can't just rip out your help desk. It's pretty well entrenched in there. And we're like, well, our AI is better. And there's a lot of skepticism about AI help desk software that's out there. So it begs the question, how do we actually win? How do we break through? So one of the playbooks that we came up with when we looked at our trust, quality, and results formula is, look, people really have to put in a lot of work to make this AI help desk work. In order to actually use AI in your help desk, you have to train it. You have to make sure that it's effective and it's not hallucinating. And you have to make sure that it's of high quality. You also need to figure out if you have the capabilities of actually doing that. So there's a whole bunch of objections. So with Kayako, we revamped their messaging to make it a very simple offer. We actually offered something from the cloud days. The cloud providers did this all the time, called the lift and shift playbook. The lift and shift playbook works really well anytime you're working on an AI company where there's a lot of setup required in order to get results. Meaning you can't just sign up, log in, swipe the credit card, and start to get results. Anytime you're looking at core software, core systems of record that you're looking to displace, the lift and shift playbook works really well. The way it worked was cloud companies like AWS or Microsoft would go to big companies and say, hey, you have this data center and you have these applications. Let us help you move it to the cloud. And the CTO would almost always say, hey, that's gonna take years of development to actually architect it and move it to the cloud. But the cloud companies came in and said, look, we're gonna take one application at a time, we're gonna lift it, and we're gonna shift it to the cloud. Our engineers will work alongside your engineers, and we'll make sure that you're set up for success. And that lift and shift playbook worked spectacularly well for cloud providers. I saw this myself at Marketo when we were choosing a cloud vendor. The cloud providers came into our offices, and as part of their pitch, they said, hey, we're gonna help you transform the application into the cloud. You don't have to know how to do all of these pieces. For this particular type of platform where help desk is such a critical thing and it actually requires expertise to get it all working and get it all running, we're doing a lift and shift play. We're literally saying, hey, look, our experts know how to move one product line at a time. Our experts know how to train the AI. Our experts are experts at support and AI, and therefore we're just gonna lift and shift one product line at a time with you. Now, support is the #1 use case in AI today. There's gonna be multiple winners. In fact, there's multiple companies that I come across that I coach that are playing in this space in all different ways. There's gonna be a huge market across different segments, different use cases. Specifically for Kayako, we know specifically what ICP we're going after. We know our core play. We know exactly how we're gonna drive LTV, so this lift and shift playbook works really well. And that's an example for you if you've got an AI offering where it just requires a lot of setup, there's a lot of risk involved, you can't show the aha moment right away, you can't prove that they can trust you and there's quality and they can get results right away, then you can use the lift and shift model through some form of services that's augmented with your product. Now, if you're selling a $9 product, you can't do lift and shift, you can't do services. This only works if you're in the upper mid-market, if you're in the enterprise. So that's principle #1, play #1. By the way, if you happen to be a head of support, upper mid-market company at an enterprise company, and you're struggling on deploying AI, come talk to us. We'd love to help you. All right, principle #2. Principle #2 is called the quickest path to aha play. This is for a very different kind of AI company. This is an AI first company called Instant. Instant is super simple. You go in, you plug in your website, and it builds out a landing page, a lead magnet, and content for you to promote that lead magnet so you can generate inbound leads. It's super simple, it's super powerful. This is very different than Kayako. Kayako, you actually have to stand up an entire help desk operation. You have to train it in order to start to get results. With Instant, you can just plug in your website and you can get to an aha moment right away. Now, typically, when we were in the SaaS days, you would show a homepage, you would show a demo, and then you would show a start free trial, and then you'd have to go through some series of steps to get into the product and finally get to some sort of aha moment. With AI, people just don't have time or patience for that. So we basically said, let's just get rid of the sign up. Let's get rid of the credit card form. Let's get rid of every single objection that exists, and let's get them to the quickest path to the aha. Which is why if you go to Instant, use instant.com, you just plug in your website and within seconds, it'll analyze everything. It'll build out your landing page, your lead magnet, your offer. And then when you set up your account, it'll start generating content for you so you can promote it for inbound leads. So if you've got a product that's pretty easy to adopt and pretty easy to show actual results, actual quality, you can actually increase trust. In that kind of scenario, in that kind of product, you can actually use the second play for your go-to-market, which is the quickest path to aha, which is what is the quickest set of steps that we can do to show them that they can trust us, that we have quality, and that we can actually get them results. So that's principle #2. Now, let me pause here for a second before I go to principle #3. Are we starting to see the power in this? Now, there's so many components that go into building a proper and killer go-to-market strategy, but specifically for AI, specifically today in this environment, this whole factor of trust, quality and results is one of the most important things to think about, which is why I wanted to build this video and do this episode and talk about just these 3 core principles. If you're starting to get power from this, if you're starting to see the power in this, if you're excited about this, can I just get a yes in the comments below? And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that, and so do we. Also, if you're in this stage where you're building out your full go-to-market strategy, then I encourage you to grab a copy of my AI and SaaS go-to-market blueprint. These are in-depth trainings that you can get access to that teaches you how to build a scalable go-to-market machine. You don't have to go anywhere right now. I'll link to it below. I'll tell you more about it at the end of this episode. Let's go to principle number 3. All right, principle number 3, this one's an interesting one. There's this company called Trellis. I'll link to it below. Trellis, I have been working with when they were at 5K MRR. And they are way bigger right now over the years. We've been working together for nearly 5 years. So they're way bigger. But the interesting thing about them is they were SaaS. This is pre-ChatGPT that we started working together. But in the hood, underneath the hood, they were an AI company. Not necessarily generative AI to start with, but they were an AI company. At that time, their messaging, their ICP was very clear. It was sold as a SaaS platform. But over the time, as AI has started to come into vogue, they've slowly shifted their messaging. This is an example of a company that is a SaaS platform. They're an incredible platform. If you are an Amazon seller, they're an incredible platform to optimize the entire marketing mix that you have and get full visibility. Now, they've had that message in the beginning, and little by little, they've grown into it. But now, if you go to their website, what they're really highlighting is results and proof with a mention of AI. This is one of the interesting things where if you are running a more mature SaaS company, you're scaling in revenues. They've done incredible. They've won trophies and they're awesome. What's interesting about companies at that stage is you're not technically AI first, but you are adding AI features. In the case of Trellis, they actually had real AI. They were one of the real AI companies before AI was the coolest thing ever. And I've worked with multiple companies like that are going through this type of transformation. In these kind of cases, it can be very easy to over-index on AI. To over-index and say, hey, we're AI, and just start pretending that you're AI. And in Trellis's case, I give kudos to them. They actually stayed true to their messaging, but they added in that, hey, we are AI powered, which means that they're leaning in on results and proof with the AI messaging. So if you're at an at-scale company and you have tons of customers, you have tons of success, and now you're adding your AI initiatives so that you are relevant and you're thinking about future-proofing your roadmap and staying competitive so that AI-first competitors can't come after you, it can be very easy to over-index on AI. Instead, what you should lean in on is what the other AI companies can't do, the AI-first companies that are starting yesterday cannot do, which is lean in on the results that you've already given and the proof that you already have and the breadth of customers that you have. I saw this the other day. Our last episode, we featured Salim. Salim went from 10 million ARR to 40 million ARR inside of my go-to-market program. And for them, they are a POS system. They're a SaaS platform. But now they're adding AI, and they're not leaning in and saying, oh, we're like restaurant AI. They're not doing that, but they're saying we are AI powered. We're thinking about AI. We're innovating on that, but here's all the results and the proof that we have if you go to their website, which is the right thing to do if you're a mature SaaS company and you're adding in AI features. What you don't want to do is get FOMO and try to be AI first, because you got to remember that you have something that the AI first companies don't have, which is results and proof. So you can lean into that and actually leapfrog them. So number 3 principle for scaling companies is show the results and proof with the AI messaging mixed in. All right, so now you know the 3 core principles that you really need to be thinking about as you're building out your killer go-to-market strategy for your AI product. Let's recap. The formula today for creating your killer go-to-market strategy as you're working on your ICP, your messaging, your Broadway show is to think about communicating trust, quality, and results. Trust plus quality plus results equals revenue. When you are communicating this, when you're showing, here's how we can help you accomplish these things, when you're taking away the objections, that's when a go-to-market strategy really starts to win. The 3 different ways you can do this, depending on the type of product you have. Number 1, you can do the lift and shift playbook. If you have a very hardcore product, which is really hard to get started with, you can do the lift and shift and say, hey, look, this is hard, but we're gonna de-risk it for you. Our experts are gonna implement everything for you. Let us build the trust, let us prove the quality, let us prove the results, and then we can expand from there. Number 2, you can show the quickest path to aha. if you've got an AI product that can quickly show results, get rid of the sign-up form, get rid of the credit card. Just take the essential information, show them the results, build that trust so that you can build from there. And number 3, if you are a mature SaaS company, do not over-index on trying to become AI first, because you're not. Lean into your strengths, lean into the results and proof, and then start to highlight the AI that you're mixing in to your roadmap. You do these 3 things, you're gonna be unstoppable. And now you know how to incorporate these pieces into your killer go-to-market strategy for your AI product. What you may not know is how the whole go-to-market strategy starts to come together. How do you actually do the ICP, the messaging? How do you actually get the attention out there? How do you mobilize that message? So if you're working to figure out all these pieces, then you should grab a copy of my AI SaaS go-to-market blueprint. This is completely updated based on everything that's happening in the market today with my best principles. And inside of it, you get in-depth videos on how to think through all of these pieces. So to grab your copy, just go to tkkader.com/blueprint. tkkader.com/blueprint. If you got value from this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you have a fellow founder, a team member, if you're part of a WhatsApp group or a Slack group or a Discord channel of other founders that will get value from this video, please share this with them. Also, I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your AI and or SaaS business faster. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon, and you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everybody.